We looked at so many new developments, and this was the one that really caught our eye.
I actually feel quite safe here.
It's like a way of living that I didn't think my children were ever going to experience.
Forget tower blocks, forget glass-fronted developments, forget the council houses of old.
That's the wonderful thing about doing architecture. And then several years later it actually gets built.
This is the work of Peter Barber, an architect who focuses on urbanism and social housing. He's won accolades and admirers for his innovative approach. He takes small parcels of land and turns them into a housing haven, always centred around a street, a courtyard, where people mix, where communities form.
When I see a big tower block sitting in a sea of tarmac or grass, I sort of want to sort of turn it on its side and turn it into a terrace.
Because you look at, almhouses, you look at tenements, you look at back-to-back housing. I guess they had a stigma before, but you feel like they're worth looking back into.
Well, I think they are. These are places where people from all sorts of different backgrounds and racial groups and social groups and economic groups are kind of thrown together and at the very least visible to one another. The other advantage of this street-based housing that we have is that those people, the quite well-off people and the not so well-off people, are sharing the space. Whereas quite often when you have tower blocks, you have a tower for the social housing, the tower for the wealthy people, and they're kind of in glorious isolation.
Avoiding isolation is crucial.
So there's a kitchen there, a shower room under there.
Barber's practice built temporary housing for the homeless in Camden. Rather than adjoin the rooms along a corridor, they open out onto a garden space.
I mean, that's literally 2 weeks after they'd moved in.
He also built homes for people over 60 in Barking. Gardens at the front open out onto their own street, architecture stimulating socialising for those who might be lonely. And he won the Neve Brown Award for housing for this development in Newham, 26 townhouses, available for those on social rent or shared ownership.
All the families have benefited the most, probably. Just being able to play freely like this is limited in London.
It's like a little family unit. If you need help, someone's there for you. We are really proud. We like the architecture. We like our neighbourhood. The council sort of making it affordable for us. It's really livable.
It's really nice that Peter's changed the aesthetics. I think it's giving people that confidence to be able to say, I'm living in social housing.
Barber works with local authorities, housing associations, as well as private developers, like here at Edward Mews in Finchley. Yet it's not all social housing. Many of the homes here are simply for sale, while others are available for shared ownership or classed as affordable housing.
Because when we talk about affordable housing, do you think it actually is affordable?
No, that's troubling. And I think this sort of umbrella of affordable housing is a little bit of a... It's not specific enough. If you're buying something in shared ownership, which is 80% of market value, then if it's in certain areas of London, it's clearly, still beyond a lot of people.
Is there a way to sort of solve the housing crisis?
We should have a social housing programme on the scale that we were able to manage after the Second World War.
We know now that we have built more than 300,000 houses, new houses, in 1953.
In my mind, it's one of our proudest achievements as a society. In addition, I think we need to end the right to buy. They've done it in Scotland, they've done it in Wales, and I think we need to probably have rent controls as well.
With the housing crisis in need of major intervention, Barber's work is a small part of the story, and only available in some pockets of London.
It does feel like a drop in the ocean, and it does feel like a band-aid on the problem, really. Ultimately, politicians have to commit a lot more money to social housing.
Barber is slowly making waves in the architecture world, but as he admits himself, there's still a very long way to go.